Hey guys, how's it going? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I had to help my daughter with some of her school stuff, so I'm a little bit late getting on for my 9 a.m. Live. So what I wanted to talk about today was why I whispered when I first was talking about CBD. So the first time I ever asked somebody about CBD and what it could do for me, I actually whispered when I said it because I was really embarrassed and ashamed to be even asking. And I didn't even know why, right? Like I didn't even know, why am I whispering? It sounds like we're talking about something that's bad or something that's naughty. And part of that was just my own lack of understanding for what like hemp and CBD and what the difference was in the product and what it actually was. My whole knowledge of cannabis was actually just thinking it was marijuana, that it was a recreational drug, it was something that got you high, you smoked it in a bong, you roll it in a joint, hey Troy, and that's all I knew about it. I didn't really know what the difference of cannabis and marijuana even was. Like I thought they were kind of the same thing. I didn't know really where hemp played into all of it. All I knew of hemp was that it was like a fabric that you could make the bracelets with. Like that's all I really knew, right? So it wasn't until I really started to research out of a need for wanting to get my pet some help. I had heard scuttle about CBD could help, with pets, and I'd known some friends talking about giving it to their horses, and I actually had a few of my friends who I never thought were into pot because that's so little, that was where my mind was, that when I heard them say they started using CBD, I was like, you do that? What is that? Like I really felt like I had to whisper when we talked about it. And any information exchange back and forth was kind of said quietly. So I want to really empower you today. If you don't know what it is and you want to know, I just want to give you some facts and empower you with this information and let it kind of sink in. And then, if you want to reach out, ask more, I can share more information with you. But first, let's talk about what CBD actually means. So the word CBD means, let's find the official. Let's see, I have it written down right here. Where's it at? It's cannabinoid written across my shirt. And so I'm just going to read out of this book right here because I feel like if I try to put it in my own words, I'm probably going to mess it up. So I'm just going to read directly from this book, The Business of CBD. Hey, Wendy, how are you? The endocannabinoid system is a natural part of our body that helps to regulate our homeostasis. So what role? So we have, okay, let me just read it. There's no doubt that taking CBD is in its proper dose can support and balance a balanced lifestyle. But what is actually going on when CBD is introduced into the body and the brain? From the physiological standpoint, it's actually quite remarkable. And to understand it better, you first need to understand something called the endocannabinoid system, or ECS. So we're just gonna bring it down to ECS. When the ECS system evolved some 60 million years ago, it wasn't until the 60s and 70s when scientists really began to study the effects of cannabis on the human body, and we began to understand the interconnection of the cannabinoid system. What role does ECS play in our bodies? So ECS is the endocannabinoid system. Yes? It's a natural part of our body that helps to regulate homeostasis. In other words, the ECS helps to monitor important physiological and cognitive functions. For example, when your heart is beating too fast or our hunger level starts to rise, our body activates the ECS, signaling that it's time to take action. Before we get deeper into ECS and CBD receptors, let's take a moment to understand its anatomy. This is important. The word endocannabinoid is made of two parts. Endo, which is the prefix within, inner or internal, and cannabinoid, which stems from cannabis. You might be surprised to learn that our body has a crucial system named in part after the cannabis plant. Did you know that? Did anybody know that? I never knew that until I read it in this article like 2 days ago. Also, the ECS is comprised of 3 different parts. The endocannabinoids, or ECS, are internal neurotransmitters that bind to cannabinoid receptors like serotonin and dopamine do for the nervous system. ECS act as messengers for the endocannabinoid system. Do you feel like you're getting schooled right now? I feel like I'm totally teaching a lesson, and I love it. These molecules play an important role in the function like appetite, memory, cardiovascular health, and emotional states, and more. Okay, that was number 1. Number 2 is the cannabinoid receptors, or CB receptors. CB receptors sit on the outer surface of many cells that help to monitor and moderate functions like memory, mood, and motor functions. When eCBs bind to CB receptors, it results in the impact on your mood and sensations. Number 3, so the third part is enzymes. Enzymes help to synthesize and break down endocannabinoids and cannabinoids. In essence, they help ensure that these molecules balance one another out. So let's talk about the CB receptors. You have 2 in your body. Let's break down how they introduce the endocannabinoids and the CB oil interact with your cannabinoid receptors. Okay, so CB1 helps the brain cope better. So this is, let's get into this. CB1 is a receptor that predominantly found in the brain and nervous system are really essential for the healthy function of the brain. Among other things, studies of CB1 receptors are associated with your natural acute feelings of anxiety and stress. So CB1 is your emotions, your mood, your emotion when you feel stressed. It's your brain's ability to moderate memory, hormone production, cardiovascular health, and how your body regulates energy and metabolism. Okay, CB2, and I'm sorry, my dogs are making a lot of noise out there, so if you hear that sound in the background, it is not monsters in my house, it's my dogs, my 2 mastiffs. CB2, helping the body with immune responses. CB2 is a receptor that predominantly found in the immune system, is predominantly found in the immune system. Unlike CB1, CB2 receptors are not associated with the euphoric high of THC. Instead, this important receptor helps our bodies with the healthy immune response. So isn't that cool? I did not know all of this cool stuff about how our bodies react to this beautiful thing that nature has made for us to help regulate our bodies and how we function. And so just knowing that alone gave me such a sense of relief in feeling like I was doing something that was bad, or I was doing something I need to whisper about, or I was doing something that I needed to go find in a back alley. You know, and I was nervous and scared to go into a dispensary. I still don't like to go into them because there's a lot other products in there besides, you know, something that's going to help me. Like there's also the recreational aspect to it all, and that's just not a place I want to go. So when I found this company and realized like I could just order one of the best quality made CBDs that's out there and have it just delivered to my front door, like that for me was huge. And so I just thought I would share that with you today, and hopefully that might free up a little bit of fear that you have in even looking into it or researching it more, or maybe even reaching out and asking, you know, to try a 30-day supply, or you know, talk to me or another affiliate maybe who has shared this video with you. Reach out to them and ask them to give you some more information, you know, give you their link so that maybe you can get started on some. I know for myself, it has greatly helped our lives. It has literally saved my dog's life from her having to be put down. And for me, it has completely transformed this 49-year-old body into someone who was like, oh my gosh, every day I wake up achy and in pain and just unhappy and miserable and mentally, emotionally, physically, all of it, to now I wake up alive. Like I wake up energized. I want to get up and work out. I've started a new 90-day fitness program that I'm doing. I feel good, I sleep good, I just finally feel balanced again. And I've really felt imbalanced for several years, and I finally feel like I have control of my health again, and I feel great. And I just want to put it out there to you that, if you're kind of feeling stuck in your physical health, your emotional health, or even your financial place that you are right now, reach out and talk to me or the person who shared this with you, and let's have a conversation on how to get you unstuck, because you don't have to be there and you don't have to stay there, and there is a way out. Okay? Thank you. Love you guys. Have a blessed day.